Trump's team just took immigrants' favorite freebie from 9 sanctuary cities. Let the riots begin. Hell yeah. It's happening, folks. The reason most of us worked for and supported candidate Donald Trump is finally happening. United States Attorney General Jeff Sessions officially sent 9 sanctuary cities a letter notifying them that the U.S. Attorney General's office will no longer be looking the other way when it comes to harboring illegal aliens in their jurisdiction. The order is simple: either comply with United States laws or lose federal funding. The 9 counties included in the list are the entire state of California, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, New Orleans, and Milwaukee. And also Cook County in Illinois and Miami-Dade County in Florida. In order to comply with the letter, all these 9 will need to prove that they will not impede the operations in any way, matter nor form when Homeland Security or ICE are trying to do their job. If they don't abide by this order, they will, in fact, lose all federal funding available to them. Doesn't it feel great to know we finally have a president who follows the law? The conservative Daily Post reports. Considering that it is part of the law, this is important to notice the areas all signed the documents, agreeing to what was being asked. The Justice Department included in the letter, many of these jurisdictions are also crumbling under the weight of illegal immigration and violent crime. Considering that these areas are in such dire shape amid the crime, it would be reasonable to think they would have been the first cities to cooperate with Homeland Security. That isn't the case though. So many of the mayors and leaders are Democrats, and they want to promote an open border society. They want to welcome as many people into their cities as possible to show what an open border society can look like. All it's doing is confirming that illegal immigrants that are coming to the country are putting Americans in danger. Normally, if citizens were in danger, they would call the police and they would take it from there. That could facilitate a call to federal authorities, such as dealing with illegals. However, in these sanctuary cities, there are tricks done to ensure this doesn't happen. One of the more common tactics is not alerting the proper authorities from alerting federal agents when an illegal is behind bars. If they don't know that an immigrant is in custody, then the proper authorities can't follow up on detainer requests. These are requests given to local police sheriffs to hold immigrants until they are picked up by proper authorities. This will be fun to watch, especially here in my home state of California, where just last week our governor, Jerry Moonbeam Brown, actually took $110 million from the educational budget of largely middle-class area schools and diverted it to helping illegal aliens. Better to help future Democrat voters than to educate a middle class who is largely Republican down the line. Don't you think? Today we should all beam with pride. We officially have a president who keeps his promises. President Donald Trump ran on stopping illegal immigration and he is following through on his promise. We have one of the most lenient and generous immigration laws in the first world. There is no reason to skip the line. The world's problems are not our responsibility anymore. All this will make for great entertainment to watch it play out during the next few months. I'll make the popcorn. Trump makes major announcement about Bill O'Reilly. Fox News has been dealing with some pretty hard-hitting scandals lately. First, Roger Ailes was forced out as head of the company when it was found he sexually harassed women at the network. Now they let go of Bill O'Reilly after it wasn't alleged and found that he too sexually harassed dozens of women in the workforce. Ultimately, the Murdoch brothers fired him, but it was not long before President Trump defended him to the mainstream liberal media. In an interview conducted at the White House, the president said the following about Bill O'Reilly. "He's a person I know well, he is a good person. I think he shouldn't have settled, personally, I think he shouldn't have settled. Because you should have taken it all the way. I don't think Bill did anything wrong." It seems that even if the former anchor has lost all friends and colleagues, he certainly has one in the president. Likely because the president understands what it is like to have sexual harassment charges levied against him. He himself has had to settle out of court on another occasion as well. The name of O'Reilly's former show has already been changed on the screen and he has already been replaced with another former colleague who will be filling in for him. The Hollywood Reporter also reported that despite all this controversy, O'Reilly will still be conducting his The Spin Stops Here tour. However, he might find it difficult since many of the arenas he is booked to do shows at are being pressured from outside sources to cancel on him because of the sexual harassment claims. The first two shows of his tour are sold out and they begin on June 17 in New York City, New York. O'Reilly will be working alongside comedians Dennis Miller and Jesse Waters. The events were formerly very popular and even fetched $65 for standard tickets on Ticketmaster, while VIP ticketed seats are going for $500. Part of his tour includes the Night Theater at Westbury in New York, as well as Tampa, Florida, Baltimore, Maryland, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Anaheim, California. A liberal petition company is now working to ensure he is not able to complete his tour. The for-profit Care2 spearheads petitions for progressive and liberal causes. Now their petition to ask venues to cancel on O'Reilly has garnered over 22,000 responses. The website also claims responsibility for being instrumental in getting Jenny Craig to pull their advertisements from O'Reilly's program after they gave them a 30,000-person signed petition. The removal of O'Reilly also led to an advertising exodus and consumer backlash. When O'Reilly left despite having so much advertising pulled, he was given a $25 million payout. Mercedes-Benz and Aleve were among the advertisers who left, and by the end, only 10 advertisers remained. Likely because they are incredibly aware of how consumers negatively react to bad press like this, which ultimately will result in lost revenue and capital share. One Mercedes-Benz spokesman said, "The allegations are disturbing. Given the importance of women in every aspect of our business, we don't feel this is a good environment in which to advertise our products right now." Just last week, the president ironically named April 2017 National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. Yet he and several Fox News officials, including Bill O'Reilly, have been marred by sexual harassment allegations that have permeated their political and media careers. The president also defended Roger Ailes, insisting he felt that he was innocent based on evidence he said he read. O'Reilly's book publisher has refused to give a comment on the matter. While 21st Century Fox, Fox News' parent company, is in hot water for the financial payment they have made to victims of O'Reilly's harassment over the years that was previously unknown. It seems that Fox News is having a bit of a crisis when it comes to the character of the people they place in the highest positions in their network. Their persona has taken quite a hit. But they will no doubt bounce back, and well, as they always do. However, if they want to stand the test of time, they will have to do some immense changing if they want to remain at the top. Trump's pick for Army Secretary has some unbelievably epic quotes. President Donald Trump's pick for Army Secretary is taking some heat this week as liberals around the country are trying to stir up outrage about his so-called ultra-conservative views on Middle East refugees and transgender rights. By any measure, Tennessee State Senator Mark Green has markedly different views from the Obama administration's last Army Secretary, Eric Fanning, the first openly gay man to hold the post. If confirmed, Green's policy decisions would be a direct reflection of his conservative views. And those views are bringing a storm of liberal criticism in Green's direction, as the conservative Washington Examiner, the liberal Huffington Post, and other news outlets reported this week. The controversy stems from comments Green made to an online radio show last year about government being pressured to allow transgender people to use whatever bathroom they choose. Green said state governments can decide that issue individually. His reasoning is simple: to protect women and children from sexual predators who would abuse the laws. There are 300,000 rapes in the United States every year, Green stated, according to Examiner. To think that some young guy isn't going to take advantage of the system where we're going to allow guys to go into the bathroom? The women's bathroom? To think that it's not going to happen is just ridiculous. Green is a West Point graduate and former Army lieutenant colonel as well as a physician, and his beliefs are rooted in his Christian faith as well as his careers in medicine and the military. His beliefs are reportedly what the op-ed site Slate, another liberal bastion, believes that make him a dangerous figure. Citing the Bible's Romans 13, Green says that while it is the duty of citizens to submit to government laws, It's also the responsibility of the government to protect those citizens who do right and crush evil when it exists. The government exists to honor those people who live honorably, who do good things, to reward people who behave well, and to crush evil, he said, according to the Examiner. So that means, as a state senator, my responsibility very clearly in Romans 13, is to create an environment where people who do right are rewarded and the people who do wrong are crushed. Evil is crushed. He intends to crush evil by opposing transgender rights and blocking Syrian refugees who pose a threat to American national security. I am going to protect women in their bathrooms, and I am going to protect our state against potential infiltration from the Syrian ISIS people in the refugee program, the Green said. In reality, the joke, in this case, is on the liberal community. Obviously, the liberal Huffington Post considers Green's comments to be disqualifying, but that thinking is completely misdirected. While it is true that Green opposes transgender rights, he doesn't oppose them because he thinks transgenders are necessarily evil people. Green opposes the measures because there are evil people who will take advantage